Hey guys, it's Classical Kill here, and today we're going to be in our episode 8 of our series, Silver to Diamond, and today I'm doing something a little bit special. I'm going to be telling you guys this first game here is going to be a loss. I'm telling you right off the bat, right at the start, because we're going to be having two games. The first game, this is the loss. I'm going to show you guys, um, my thought process when it comes to like teammates who are toxic and are just not trying to win the game, and like how you can maneuver around that. And even though like you may lose some games because of that, that you should never let those games like dictate how the rest of your games go. So in this game, we have a matchup where we have Mord Gragas top lane, which is really rough for Vi. Like Vi can't really touch Gragas because he can just like body hit you, like his body slam, and then run away because he's got phase rush. Same with Syndra. Syndra's got great like self peel with her E. So my idea was, if there's such hard lanes, I could just play for my win condition, which is playing for my Aphelios in the bot lane, and we can win the game very easily like that if we just have like a strong front to back. Because we have a really nice pick comp with Nico Vi, which is really nice. So if me and Nico can play together, then we can win the game pretty easily. All we have to do is make sure that our bot lane gets a lead. And as you can see here, Amumu, like, he lands in a really nice Q1 to the Aphelios, and now he's really chunked and low, which is really unfortunate because I wanted to get there and then maybe that he could bait Amumu going in and we could get a kill. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe I could still salvage this. So I'm heading bot lane right now, and I'm just sitting here waiting for some sort of fight to happen. I saw that Amumu was aggressive, so maybe if I wait in Fog of War, I can get like a kill, or maybe we can like bait them into a fight. And he tries to land the Q from over the bush, but then Nyla comes in, and I try to flash Q, but she's already dashed away. But luckily, like, Aphelios is able to pick up a kill with his long like sniper shot, and then it dissipates. And then he's like getting scared. I'm not sure why he's backing off here, because I'm here. It's 3v2. If Syndra and Maokai comes, like, we can still win the fight. So worst case scenario, like, if three people come here, we still win the fight. We have a massive minion wave, and we have me and him. And then here, I'm asking him to reset because like he's kind of greeting for the plate here. He should just reset, and so he has a good timer. But he greets for the plate with the Yumi, and now Nyla's back with item advantage. And if he tries to reset now, it's gonna be too late, because by the time he resets, if the wave is gonna be under his tower, he's gonna be missing golden EXP. So first big mistake there is this guy's not resetting when he has a free reset, and it really sucks. It really sucks. Like, and he starts flaming me. The Graves, he paths bot to top lane, and he, instead of basing, he just went to invade my top side because he had pressure with the Gragas, which is like completely acceptable. Like, I understand that. Now he sees himself getting cut off here, so he flashes my Q, and I'm trying to like maybe auto him, but he's just cutting me out. And Mord doesn't have E or Q or anything, so nothing really happens from this. I probably should have just walked away. Like, I should have figured, like, hey, I missed my Q on the Graves. I should not have chased. I should just walk away. Um, so my idea is like, hey, Graves is gonna come, do Krugs and then do Raptors and then path top again. So I'm pathing towards bot lane. If I can get to bot lane first, then I can like get the lane ahead. Amumu goes in. If you see like the HP on the left side, you can see Aphelios gets chunked out again. However, it's not even that big of a problem because he's got Yumi just constantly spamming heals on him, so he should be okay in this lane. Um, I'm just clearing down. I want to path towards him so I can like make sure he gets a gold lead and experience lead. That's my whole plan this game, making sure that Aphelios gets ahead, because if he does get ahead, we play front to back and we can win our fights, right? That's my idea. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna reset, which is not, oh, it's not bad because he avoids getting ganked by Graves because Graves is bot side right now. But then he misses this wave, and I'm like, it's not really that great. You should have just taken the free reset that I gave you in the first place. But it's okay. Like, he's gonna shove out the wave here, and I'm thinking, hey, I have pressure, so I can maybe take this crab and this dragon afterwards. Like, if Graves shows up here, I'm not in a bad position because their bot lane is still on a reset. So Graves opts to go mid, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and take your red buff. He starts packing towards my top side red. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is exactly what I want to happen. I can isolate the bot side alone, and you can play for top side. And my idea was, I think it was okay. Like, but I think I misexecuted in some areas. Like, I should have been at bot lane in certain times. And I missed some opportunities. Like here, I'm thinking, hey, I have pressure right now. I'm pinging the Graves, like Graves is top, and then all of a sudden, like, the Philios gets engaged on and he dies. And I'm like, oh shoot. And I'm like, okay, I'm here now. But I realize, oh shoot, they're level 6. And the reason why they're level 6 and my bot lane is not level 6 is because they didn't take the reset. And now this game is just really bad, but we're in a really bad position. We have 3 champions that counter me, and our win condition is now behind. So I'm thinking like, hey, the enemy team, I'll just have to wait for them to make a mistake. And I'm thinking, hey, Graves, we saw him topside, so he's probably already cleared my red and my Crux, and I'm pinging danger on my Raptors. So I'm walking over to Raptors, seeing if he's on it, and we do spot him here. I Q it, smite it, get my level 6, and I see Nico roaming up top right now with the Mordekaiser. I'm like, okay, they got this kill together. That's pretty nice. And I clear the mid wave. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. But it turns out they don't actually get the kill, and Gragas is still live for free. And I'm like, oh shit, this is really bad. This is a really bad position. I'm thinking, okay, at the very least, let me put pressure mid lane, force Syndra to TP by shoving out the mid wave. And then I can rotate bottom again and try to go for the dragon. You see how, like, when Nico roams, I can't gank her lane, right? The only time I didn't really have an opportunity to gank her lane too, but later on she starts complaining that I didn't gank mid, and that's the reason why we're losing. Everyone in the game except for Mordekaiser and me starts blaming everyone else. The Yuumi and the Aphelios feed off of each other's toxicity because they're duo, and then Nico like joins in too. So here I understand, like, we're really behind right now. I land the Q auto E onto the Syndra. I altered just to make sure she doesn't die. A few of those flashes, I'm not sure why, he was still in auto attack range. He gets engaged on. The Amumu does a nice stopwatch. I'm getting hit by the dragon. I'm thinking, hey, like, you can just kite back and then we kill the Amumu, but looks like that's not what happens. Now it collapses on me, and Nico can't get there in time. At least we get the shutdown on Nico from the Amumu. But Nyla's too strong for them to 2v1 right now, and they're really low HP, so they have to back away. Now, in hindsight, you could say, like, hey, bro, this game is your fault for sure because of the time I decided to die. Like, I went in after seeing that even though the enemy bot lane was level 6, like, I should not have died there. Which is true. Like, I should have been paying attention. But even though I know that I made a mistake, and I understand that the main reason we're losing is because of our bot lane keep getting engaged on by a Mumu, I'm not flaming them for doing it. I'm not saying, hey bro, like, yo, it's your fault. It's your fault. Because that doesn't increase the chances of me winning. If anything, it kind of decreases my morale for my team and makes them, like, want to lose. So the only thing I end up typing in this game is the first thing where I said, hey dude, reset. Like, you're supposed to reset right here. And then he didn't listen. He decided to stay for the plate, and then he literally became, like, now he's like levels down against the enemy team. But I didn't say anything about it. I didn't flame him for it, because that does not help you. It does not help you win games. You flaming people only makes them want to play the game less. And you're gonna see in this game, like, everyone's quiet right now because it's the early game and it's still, like, undecided who wins or not. But it really gets bad fast. You're about to see the chat start going off. Like, you see how Nico died 1v1 there, no jungle interference. Apparently that's my fault. Look at that, she's saying pushed up all game, Yumi's saying there's 4 people bot lane. Like, yo, what are you doing, Vi? It's your fault that we're losing this game. I just got my ultimate like a few moments ago, and they're saying, oh, you had R. They're just like getting upset because they realize they die. Like, they die and then they look for someone else to point the blame. Should never do that. If you ever end up dying and you're like pointing the blame at other people, you need to like reconsider, like, yo, why did I die? Why did I end up in this position where I end up dying? And I realized, hey, Graves is bot right now. Maybe I can take his top side camps. Everything is down. I'm like, okay, it's not good. So instead, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna base. I'm just gonna reset, get my items, and then maybe come back here. And I see them take tier 2, and I'm thinking, you know, this is kind of good for us because Velos can freeze the wave really far towards our side, and we can just win the game off of him getting free farming this. But instead, he just decides to like shove the wave out. I'm like, oh shoot, yeah. This is going to be a really hard game to win. I'm still thinking about how I could win the game. Where they're thinking like the game is lost. Vi is into the game is over. And you're going to see that it's very common in this elo, like in Platinum, where people are just like, the game is over. I go onto the Graves here. I ult him. I see him alone. And it works out. Like Nyla was trying to do like some sort of like counter. But the rest of our team is here. I'm thinking, hey, this is good. I thought like Aphelios would come down here and take this bot wave, this huge like counter wave, but no, he doesn't. He decides to go mid and share the EXP with the Nico. But I'm just trying to like nullify the situation, the bad situation we're in this game. Now I really wish that like we were like more on the same page this game. See, like we're just throwing out abilities kind of randomly. I'm charging up Q. I turn on the Mumu, which is really good. Like, here we focus down one person. He flashes over, and like the Aphelios, he's with me here. We're fighting together. He gets the shutdown. I kill the Mumu after, or the Yumi kills him, and this looks good. Like he just got 3 kills. Now Nyla's here. I'm thinking, hey, if I just kill this guy, flash away, that's another kill. 3 people on board. Like, this is winnable now. That's my thought. Like it kind of calms down the moment like people feel like they have faith in the game, but then just like random things start to happen a little bit later, and it kind of sucks. But I did record my voice the first time around during this game, but stupid me, I forgot to record the audio, so I'm just doing a voiceover for this game. See, like, we get a lead here, and then right afterwards, he walks up and overextends and dies. Like, that's not anyone's fault but his own. I'm not going to flame him for it. Like, that's it for him to learn. Usually people are not that open to criticism in this elo. But I'm thinking, hey, at this point, I just have to make sure I clear the wave. They're pinging me away. I'm like, I got to make sure this wave gets cleared out so they can't just take the tower for free. And I'm here. I'm trying to take these wolves so I can heal up and maybe stop the next wave from crashing. Graves goes back to farm his jungle, so I'm like, okay, Felix is coming, so I don't need to go back there anymore, which is nice. I think here I try to fight Nyla alone, but if I take 1v1 with her, I'm pretty confident I can beat her. The Nico gets picked off randomly 1v1. Aphelios flashes forward, and then they die 1 for 2. I'm like, okay, no one is here, so I can't fight. I just dodged the Mumu Q. I initially wanted to go bot lane to fight Nyla 1v1, but we see a Mumu just like randomly walking away, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this opportunity to kill this guy. He uses his stopwatch, so I try to ult through him and then use my E to kill him, and that's exactly what I did to kill him. So I didn't waste any of my abilities. I didn't want to ult just a Mumu. I wanted to use the most effective, be most effective with my ult as possible. So I ulted through a Mumu, hit him, and then E through Graves, killing him, which is nice. I did get the kill, but I ended up dying for it. You see how like a lot of the fights that we take are sporadic. It still seems like a winnable game. It's just, it's not winnable. Like, the only way we win is if everyone like continues to try and play the game. Aphelios is still thinking, hey, this game's winnable. If I farm now, we can win still. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, that's cool. Let's make sure we just stick to playing the game and play to what we can do and try to take advantage of when the enemy missteps and whatnot, like they did earlier. But you're about to see some pretty wild stuff. I'll admit, like, my first death was pretty bad, and the last one I just had was pretty bad too. If I avoided those deaths, I think we would be doing a lot better in this game, by far. Like, we'd be in a much better position. I do get caught off guard by some of those these like weird plays. When I see a lot of people making bad plays on my team, sometimes it catches me off guard, and it like makes me want to do something like more riskier plays. And I think that's probably like my biggest flaw in terms of my gameplay. When I see like other people really playing really bad, it kind of like makes me want to do something. Like you see here, I'm like trying to contest this dragon alone, and the dragon's already taken, so I should just leave, but I'm still looking for a fight here. I'm like, hey, our team is grouped up together, maybe we can do something. I queue into the Syndra. If they just turned on me there, I would have died. Like, this is really bad. And Nyla's behind me now. Nico goes in, gets like a nice ulti on them. I was trying to ult onto the Syndra, but I actually don't end up getting her, and then our team ends up getting wiped. And instead of like thinking, hey, you know, that probably wasn't a good fight to take anyways, my entire team starts flaming the Mordekaiser. The Mordekaiser, who had nothing to do with this at all. He was literally rotating down from top to bot lane, or top to mid, and he can't act first on these fights because he's always being pushed in, right? He has to clear the way first. Blaming the Mordekaiser is not gonna do anything. Like, this guy's like, Aphelios is full on like flaming him. You're saying you're brain dead, like cursing at him, saying like you're trash. It's a 5v5, it's a 5v4. Like, his mental is just completely gone now, and I think this is where he just starts constantly split pushing and dying. Yeah, and at this point, like, our mental is lost. Look at this. He says, follow your teammates. You're useless alone. 0 KP. Well, it's actually not bad for Mort to get solo experience, because then he can actually be useful. But people, they don't like to think that way. They don't think like, hey, the game is more deeper than just myself and like what happens to me. A lot of the times the people just get like very tunneled. And see, like, Yumi starts going on top of the Mord, like trying to like BM him, and Mord just gets upset and just goes in and starts fighting people. I see an opportunity to go onto the Nyla here. We kill them. I'm like, okay, we just need to get out now, and they just end up fighting. And I'm like, oh shoot. And here, like, I should have just ran away here, but I'm thinking if they just walk into my queue, like, we can kill her. But Aphelios steps back so he doesn't get his autos off, and Syndra lives. So you can see, like, I'm trying to like salvage things and do riskier plays when I shouldn't be doing that. Like, I'm taking like a 60% chance we win that, or no, 40% chance we win that fight there. I'm taking these 40% chance plays that will very unlikely to work because I feel like I need to do something in order to win the game. And this is the only thing I say. Yo, Aphelios flames me. He said 4v5, get me out, spam pings me, and then I'm saying, this is all I say. Stop typing, just play. And I think I say something like, you're getting flustered. Just try to focus on your game, something like that. You're flustering yourself, I think I say, yeah. At this point, and then after I say that, I'm looking at who said that, who went for the surrender vote. Looks like 2 people have already given up. It's the Yumi and Aphelios, right? Yeah, Yumi and Aphelios, they've given up. They think that the game is over. They're gonna flame everyone else. Yumi's gonna go in Mordekaiser, the weakest player in the team, when you know Yumi's supposed to be on the strongest player. But it looks like they kind of like mess up because I hit the Syndra in the bush here. She walks in, I get the shutdown. I turn onto the Nyla here with my ultimate, make sure she dies, and then Amumu gets caught. Like, this seems like a really good position to be in. And then I try to take the fight 1v1 with Graves, but that doesn't go well with me because he can just kite me. I miss my Q. Don't have R to fight him. And now, like, we can't even collapse on this guy 3v1. Like, he's able to like live here. Like, Nico throws her Q somewhere else, and it's like really messy. Like, you'd think these guys shouldn't be able to live. I'm like, okay, if they get the kill, they do. I'm just gonna focus on trying to get this more, or this Gragas. So Aphelios, he kills the Grace. Really nice, really wonderful. I'm thinking, hey, if we can catch this guy, like, this is like the game changer. So I Q onto him. I think, oh, now for sure he's dead. He hits the blast plant. I'm like, okay, it's okay. We can still catch him as long as I land my Q. He gets slowed by the barrel, and I try to do something stupid. I miss my Q. I get ulted under tower, and then they see me die, so they just like run under tower, and then Yumi like, goes back under tower and dies. And now they're just like, yeah, the game is over already, so they're just gonna end it away. Nice juke, he says. And then he flames the Mordekaiser again. Like, you see how like they don't take accountability for anything that goes on in the game. Like, I can admit that was a bad play that I did. Like, I missed my Q onto the Gragas under tower and I ended up dying. I understand my mentality and why I'm doing these plays, because I'm trying to turn this game around any way I can, and getting that fat shutdown in the Gragas would be huge. So I would trade my life under tower for that 700 gold shutdown any day of the night, any day of the week. Um, that's why I went for such a risky play in the first place, because the risk versus reward was really good. And here, now they like exhaust me, and I'm like, okay, I just wait out her exhaust, and then I can all in her and kill her. Really easy. My team ends up fighting mid lane. The Gragas kills the Yumi. See, I'm still playing to the best of my ability, trying to get things done. I keep on to the Syndra, and I just needed one auto attack to kill her there, but Gragas cancels it with his E. He does a great job of disrupting me a lot this game. And the Gragas is just way too strong at this point. Like, he's really strong. I'm not able to deal with him. Aphelios and Yumi are not even playing together, even though they're duo. And this game just ends in a mess. Ends in a mess. But then I was like, hey, this is a great opportunity for a video to show you guys, like, you shouldn't let games like these dictate how the other games of your session go. If you lose, it's okay. It's okay to lose. You should consider every loss like a learning experience, and take from those experiences, right? And op.gg is up right here. Same with the runes. And the whole point of this video is just to show you guys, like, even though like these situations are gonna happen where people are just gonna be like very unpleasant to play with, don't let it like affect you in a way where it's gonna hinder yourself from winning. It's really funny that you actually find yourself in the same exact position as last time, where we have like a hyper scaling bot lane that I want to path towards and like make sure that they win, because the very last game we found ourselves in the same situation. And funny enough, we even have the same weak side top laner, which is gonna be our Mordekaiser. However, this game goes a lot differently, and because I am keeping my mental like stable, I'm not like upset about the last game that just happened, like the bad game where people were flaming each other. I'm going to just have a clear mind and go into this game optimistically. And instead of opting to just go Assassin Vi, which is what I would feel like going because I just prefer playing that way, I go the Bruiser Vi, which is more optimal for this game, considering that we have Akshan mid and a Kog'Maw, right? So they're gonna need a strong front line in order to be able to deal their damage. So instead of just like forcefully playing what I want to play, I'm going to play something that's actually going to give us an advantage and have a good team comp in order to win the game. So even small things like those, you want to erase like all of those inconsistencies where you sometimes like you feel something happens and you let your feelings dictate how you play the game. Like, you have to eliminate your emotions if you want to be a good League of Legends player. Emotions are going to be there, but the best players handle it like the best way. if you let your emotions change the way that you play the game, you will like fail. I know there's a lot of players that and streamers that like rage and whatnot, but them raging on stream is actually a great outlet. So because they can get their emotions out and then allow themselves to continue playing like very like high performance. So you may see people like Tyler One, Tarzan, like I use them as examples. Like they'll rage and they'll get upset and they'll flame and everything. Flaming is I'm not even against flaming. I think flaming is okay as long as you're not directing it towards your teammates publicly. If you do it on stream, that's one thing. But if they don't see that you're doing that, then it's not going to change anything. Like it's not going to change the way they play. It's not going to change the way they think about you. Just, if you really want to flame someone, just do it IRL, because then you can get your emotions out there and you can like use that as like a de-stressing moment. So usually what I end up doing when I feel like really angry towards someone. So here what ends up happening is like more Maokai, he does a 3 camp into bot lane gank. So I try to take advantage of him by pushing to top side into his top side jungle. And Mordekaiser is doing a great job of pressuring the Aatrox. So the Akshan actually flashes, picks up a free kill on the Aatrox. I actually didn't notice Aatrox was that low HP. I wasn't even paying attention to my top side. That's maybe I should have been like more aware. I think I definitely should have been more aware of like what was happening there, but it worked out. Like I was able to steal 2 camps from the Maokai. Now he's like really behind in terms of CS, even though he's gotten like 2 kills bot lane from that bot lane gank, which is really nice. And here I'm just coming over here looking for something. Now here I don't want exactly want to gank. I'm just trying to help this guy like get his wave in safely, but he comes in and like overcommits. He's like pinging me like, bro, what are you doing, man? Like, why are you just sitting in the bush when really there's no gank to be had? That was just me waiting to so he could shove in the wave so I could cross over the map without being seen. That was my whole idea, because all my camps are up on my bot side. So I wanted to path towards bot lane. And then Maokai ganks bot lane again. I'm like, okay, this is pretty bad. And the Xayah, she does a really great flash here. She flashes over my Q, able and allows her to like kill the Lulu, and then I'm forced to flash here. I was thinking, hey, my Q is coming up, but I didn't want to give her the chance of like getting the kill on me, and then I lose tempo where I can't clear my bot side, and I just fall behind. So flashing there is, I think, is really good because it allows me to just stay efficient and be on the map. Like she doesn't push and pressure me off of my jungle. If this was higher elo, you would have to base, because seeing you that low, they would just invade you and you would die here. But I saw Maokai and Xayah in the bot lane, and she wants to reset anyways, so she doesn't pressure me off my counts, which is nice. So I just passed towards top side, and now I'm in a good position. Like I'm not in the worst position. Kog'Maw actually traded 1-for-1. And since Kog'Maw is like really behind now, I'm deciding to just path towards my top side because he's giving me prio. See, he's pushing in. And I see Akshan top right now, and I'm like, okay. If Akshan is top, I'm not going to try to like just randomly do my camps. I'm going to take the experience and that he's missing. And luckily he gets a kill from his roam. It's the same idea as last game. Literally the same thing last game is happening this game, where like Nico was roaming, and then I had to stay mid lane in order to catch the wave, so there's no extra experience dropped on the map. If you can help it though, you really don't want to be roaming anymore, because they changed the way how roams work. The mid lane minions and the side lane minions all come together now. So if you shove out a wave, you don't actually have much time mid lane to roam, because the wave is going to be met at the same time as a top wave, which is really unfortunate. That's why like you lose so much now if you try to roam. Like I tried to hold 2 waves for the Akshan, and now he's finally coming back on the 3rd wave, and he's still going to miss some minions. Like that's pretty big. But nevertheless, like I was able to pick up most of the experience, so we're not in a terrible position. Also, I was considered ganking top here, but we didn't have any pressure, and Asol was missing, and he was full HP, so I was thinking that he could roam, so I don't risk trying to go top lane. And Kog'Maw goes 1-for-1 again. Like, you see how he's getting kills each time he's getting ganked here? That's really good for us. Like, it's allowing us to actually, I think it's keeping his mental. Like, he died twice, or 4 times, but he was able to get 2 kills for it, so he's not getting absolutely nothing. And it took me a long time before I could finally do my first base. But I do finally get my first base. I'm level 6, and I'm able to get my Kindle Gem and my Caulfield's Warhammer. It's interesting enough because this game I actually don't completely go into Bruiser. I actually transition to like an assassin build because the enemy Blitzcrank, who I thought was going to go tank, decides to go full AP instead. So the best way to counter that, like if people are not playing like really tanky, is just go assassin. Just end up killing them in one shot. Here I canceled the Asol's first like charge, and then I cancel it again. He flashes trying to get away. I dodge his ultimate by just like walking forward, and then I Q him and he's dead. And now his Action's just shoving mid, and I'm looking to like put pressure on the map somewhere. We see the Asol and Aatrox dead, so we can like step up here. I'm gonna go and take the Malachi's camps. I think I just do blue, or maybe blue Gromp and then Rift-Tailed. We'll see. Yeah, his Gromp is down, so I just smite his blue buff, and then I walk over with my Mordekaiser here, and we take the Rift-Tail together. We see the Maokai bot lane, so we should be safe from ganks because we saw him. The Lulu and the Kog'Maw just has to play more passively. Now, unfortunately, the Mordekaiser takes the Rift from me, which is not good. You don't want to take first Rift from your jungler. You definitely want to let them use it. But it's okay, like, it's not the end of the world. I don't let it tilt me or anything. I just continue playing my game. And anyways, like, he's been putting in work, the Mordekaiser. He's got the Akshan kill. He was able to help us get pressure and invade the top side, and Malakai's top side. So, like, he's doing good, so I didn't, like, fault it against him. Then the Malachi tries to do the same thing. But this time, I am actually able to react to the gank and counter gank it because they commit hard onto the Akshan, so I can actually land my Q. Big difference there. So I was thinking I could do the dragon here because bot lane just reset after killing my bot lane. So I was like, hey, there's a timer here. But they have a pink ward when I jumped into the pit. And as soon as they saw me, I'm like, okay, we're not doing this anymore. It's too dangerous. The enemy team could literally just reset, come right straight to dragon kill me. So I'm just killing my Gromp here. I'm thinking, hey, I can counter gank here if Malachi is here. We've seen this before in previous videos where I'll just sit in fog. I get pulled though, and I take a lot of damage because Blitzcrank is building AP. And the Maokai does a wonderful like lane gank, counter gank. It was actually very, very well played by him. I really didn't expect it. I didn't think that he would go for a play like that. And then my Akshan's like saying, "Oh, that's why you don't focus on the lane that's behind." And I'll admit that he's right about that. He's absolutely right about that. Like, I shouldn't be going for that, but the reason why I did is because dragon is the only objective that's on the map, and my whole game plan was to try to get bot lane ahead in the first place. So I didn't mind committing my resources down there. However, it does not turn out well for us. And we kind of have the same situation where like people are like flaming. Like Lulu definitely could have helped the Akshan there, and people are getting upset, and it's not going well for everybody. Although Mordekaiser is having a good time in the top lane. And I try to salvage this. I come my Q onto the Xayah. I get her shut down. The Blitz tries to fight me, and then I just clean him up really easily. Since he's building like AP here, it's really easy to just kill him with a few abilities and one auto attack. Or 1 or 2 autos. So here, instead of like trying to force this dragon to work, I'm like, okay, it's taking them a long time to get the dragon. Xayah's dead. Maokai has a hard time doing it by himself. So instead of like trying to force this to work, I'm just going to clear up towards my top side where I have pressure, and then I can have more options to make more plays. Like me and the Mordekaiser are the ones who are performing the best right now. So if we play together, we will most likely find more success. See how much typing goes on in these elos? Like each game is so like mentally straining for these players. I think these players have the potential to be like really good at the game. However, I feel like a lot of people in this elo around platinum or diamond, high gold, like they feel like they're way better at the game than they actually are, and they don't realize like there's a lot of people who are higher ranked than they are and are more capable than them, and they just have a really hard time of taking criticism. Like even me, I have masters and I felt like super high. I was super high on the idea of like, oh, I'm high ranked. I'm point like 0.2% of the world, or in not the world of NA, and I was like, bro, I'm so good. Then I realized like, bro, there's so much more to the game that I need to learn about. People were like congratulating me when I shared the fact that I got masters, and they were asking me like, hey, oh, what did you do to get there? Like, what did you learn? What's the biggest lesson you learned? And I'm like, the biggest thing I learned was probably that I haven't learned much. The thing that got me to masters was mainly just like having that good mentality and like sticking to like my basic fundamentals and then doing that consistently over and over, and it helped me to get like a really big win streak, and I got masters, right? But there's still so much to the game that I don't understand yet. I'm still learning along with you guys, and hopefully with this series, like, you guys learn more about how you can improve and become just better players to just win your games in all aspects of it, in terms of like macro, in terms of micro, of like mechanics, in terms of mentality. Like all of those things combined can really help you as a player. So here I don't really commit back into the Xayah because I don't want to give up my shutdown, so I play more passive, and the Auction kills her. Like there's no reason for me to walk up. I'm like 2 or 3 hits away from death from Xayah, when like I have the rest of my team who can do that for me. So now we finally established like a winning fight bot side. We get this dragon for free, which is a big problem for like Malachi. He spent a lot of time like setting up his bot lane, and he's not able to capitalize off of the pressure that he's created by getting the dragons and like asserting his domain over the bot side of the map. And we eventually win that fight. And now I'm just clearing toward my top side because Rift Shield is up. I think here, this is actually really smart by Kog'Maw. He starts split pushing against the Aatrox. Aatrox can't really like all in him, as long as Kog'Maw has like one summoner, like Ghost or a Flash. So it's actually really good that he starts splitting here, because he puts himself in a position where he can take solo experience and gold from safely as well. So he's against range versus melee, and he can kind of just chill. Like you can see he's top lane right now, like kind of fighting the Aatrox. I think he even kills him here too. Like he's chasing him down. And here I don't expect how the burst from the Blitzcrank. I get pulled and I'm like, bro, I'm fine here. Like I can just ult onto the Xayah, and I end up dying because he's building full AP. Just kind of funny. And when that happened, I was like, okay, Blitzcrank is full AP. Instead of going for Divine, I'm just going to go for Youmuu's. Yeah, I buy Youmuu's here. Just a little adaptation right there, because if they're playing very squishy champions, it's better for me to just build damage so I can completely kill them right away. So I go for Youmuu's, which is really strong right now. You should always be building Youmuu's until they patch it. I think they're doing a hot fix on Youmuu's next patch, so just be careful. Youmuu's is not going to be as good as it is right now once that patch comes out, so I'll probably be playing the Eclipse build again. Yeah, Youmuu's is still good to be using right now, but it will soon be nerfed, so I don't advise with playing it. I don't think it's good at all with the nerf that's coming up. It could be decent sometimes situationally, but it's not good enough to be rushed first item anymore. This Malachi is pretty out of position here, so this is a pretty free kill. I have pressure because my mid lane is roaming with me, so finding that pick there was pretty huge. I probably wouldn't be able to kill him as fast if Akshan wasn't here. And here, just going to go for an easy dive. Like, Akshan's pushing in the lane for me. And Aurelion Sol was in a pretty bad position, so it was pretty easy to dive him there. And I'm telling you guys, like, if you go into the game, your games with the mentality of the game that you had before, you're gonna lose a lot of games because of it.
Thank you.
So here, because I have pressure, I killed the ASOL, and we have mid prio. I simply go for this rift here. It's really nice that Kog'Maw is actually splitting in this position, because he's not going to be useful playing mid lane, because he's just going to get like destroyed. So him actually going up against the very weak Aatrox is very beneficial for us. And now here I'm just trying to defend the mid tower. It's kind of hard to do when you're a melee champion to defend the tower, but I have my Lulu here with me, and Akshan's coming off a reset. I'm trying to ping him to like come over mid lane so he can take over, because we really don't want Mordekaiser mid lane. It's just not that great for him. He can't really like deal with the range from them. So we can see here that our bot lane is coming off of the reset. We're not really going to be able to hold this wave. But I really want to keep this tower, so I try to like force my way to engage, and I end up missing my flash Q. I do get a big shutdown on the Blitz. The Blitz is going like full AP, so he's been getting a lot of kills and has a shutdown, I guess. So I snagged the... Ooh. Maokai's gonna flash onto this guy. But yeah, I snagged the shutdown on the Blitz was pretty nice. Kog'Maw's getting the kill here. I think he should get this Maokai too. I don't quite remember. Almost gets the kill. He pops his ghost a little late. I think if he popped it earlier, he probably might have been able to kill him, but it's hard to say. Yeah, this is why like I wanted Akshan to go mid instead of bot lane, because like Mordekaiser can't really fight from range. He needs to be up close, and even though he got his R off, like he wasn't able to capitalize it on it the way he liked, or the way he wants to. So here we're pinging for dragon since Blitz is caught. It's okay that my Kog'Maw is dead. I think at this point in the game, my Mordekaiser is worth more than my Kog'Maw. We get the dragon. I'm pinging to invade on the red buff. My team is a little bit slow, but they eventually follow up. And here I just wanted to like try to chain CC the Maokai to give my Mordekaiser enough time to come over and kill him, and that's exactly what he does, which is really good on his part. So here I'm gonna drop the Rift bot lane, get some pressure down. And they try to stop me, but they don't get there quite in time. I don't think they actually would have been able to stop the Rift from hitting there. And since I'm so ahead, and I didn't buy my tier, I'm going for Essence Weaver 3rd. I think it's a nice substitute when you don't like buy a tier early on, or if you don't have Ingenious Hunter. It's really strong. Any like Sheen item is pretty decently strong on Vi, I would say, because it just synergizes so nicely with her auto resets and her Q. Like you get a proc of your Sheen right after you auto somebody from queuing. Just a lot of synergy with the Sheen proc passive. We go on to the Blitz here. The ASOL kind of just runs into our Mordekaiser and he dies. And I'm thinking, hey, this guy is cut off from the rest of his team. We should be able to kill him. Yep. Just like that, we get an ace. Now we should Baron here. I think we're Baron. I see Kog'Maw taking his time. I just wanted the one camp, but it looks like the rest of my team's not going for the Baron. So I'm just gonna try to punish and try to get the most advantage I can, the biggest advantage I can. Yeah, I don't know. I think we should have just Baron there. Seemed like really easy to Baron. In hindsight, we should have Baron there for sure. And then Kog'Maw's gonna die for no reason. Yeah, that's not good. But it's okay. We're not playing around our Kog'Maw. We're playing around our Mordekaiser. He's playing really well, so we can play with him. And you can see how, like, I kind of transitioned from going to Bruiser to Assassin. Because I got, like, early kills. And I'm like, okay. I'm not going to be frontlining for this Kog'Maw who keeps dying. I'll just try to play Assassin and play my own game. And that's how we find ourselves in this position. Now, they're on Baron, but we don't really have anyone to walk over there right now since Kog'Maw died early. So, the best response against someone trying to rush Baron is just to shove. And it looks like they didn't even go for it. They actually decided to reset and go bot lane to defend the bot tower, which is really nice. And now I'm pinging my team, hey, 3v3. We have our 2 strongest members still alive, and Kog'Maw who can do a lot of damage still. We can start Baron, force him to come, and then we can take the fight and win. That's why I was pinging Kog'Maw to come here. So, like, worst case scenario, we turn on them and we get 1 kill. Or we turn on them and they all escape. But... oh, actually, worst case scenario, I die. Because Blitzcrank pulls me and blows me up for 1600 damage. But it's okay because our Mordekaiser is strong too. I think I was just a little baffled by the fact that this guy's playing Blitz AP. So I was like, what's really going on here? He nearly one-shots the Kog'Maw here. He actually stops him from doing Baron, which is kind of crazy. And I'm pinging him off now. I mean, that's a really good job from Blitz there. He actually put a lot of value. And he's going to get a pick on the Lulu, which is really nice from him. He's playing really well, actually. Yeah, and then I type here, like, he's full AP. You have to respect his hook. And that's why I'm going for Edge of Night next, because that's going to stop him from being able to just one-shot me. He has to use at least 2 abilities to actually hit me with some CC. So I'm just trying to get to this dragon as fast as I can. We see Maokai here. I really didn't want him to take the scuttle to deny vision, so I just smited it. I still have another spite charge with the dragon, so I was not worried. Now here, Mordekaiser is doing a really good job of frontlining for me, but we were kind of cut off from our team because Kog'Maw's by himself. So I'm trying to go in to create some space. You see, like, when I try to fulfill the role of frontlining when I have assassin items, like, it just doesn't work. It works there because of that specific situation where my team is just way stronger than the enemy team. But ideally, you don't want to even be going for plays like that when you're playing assassin by. He killed me again. He got the hook on me. That was actually a nice hook from him. This support Blitzcrank has been like the bane of my existence this game. He almost killed the Lulu. And he almost killed my Kog'Maw. But we get the dragon, we secure it. At this game, even though like Kog'Maw's died a lot, he's also contributing a little bit more as well. They find like a pick here on the Maokai, which is really nice. It means we guaranteed Baron. Here, again, we could just Baron here and then win the game. My team keeps going in. I'm like, okay, 3 people are dead. Their death timers are so long, we can just end the game here. Yeah, and game's over here, just like that. I probably should not have been hitting the inhibitor, but we win the game. And that's the power of mentality, man. Keep your mentality strong, and you will win your games. This is Classical Kill out.